So we finished down on the river, and you can see on the other side of me, that's wilderness up there. So I can't be prospecting.
They're looking at us.
What?
Oh, back there is wilderness.
Yeah. Let me do that again. So we've already got our material from the stream, and you might be able to see back there, that's wilderness. So I can't prospect up in there, but there is a stream down a dry, small arroyo down the side of the road. And so I'm going to go collect some material from that. Just maybe a little half bucket full, okay? So let's go do that.
Got a shovel?
I got a small shovel.
Oops, turn that around. At least we're not throwing garbage up there like some people.
Oh, that's too bad. There's a little whiskey bottle here too.
Yeah.
All right, guys, stop throwing your
Watch our show probably aren't the people who are
in my arroyo. All right, look at this spot right here. Huh? This would be a good place for a metal shovel. So
we have a folded one.
we're gonna call this Cibola 1 and Cibola 2.
Cibola, Cibola, Cibola.
And I'm not gonna take too much. Here about this boulder here. Look at all those rocks there. Yeah, I promised myself today that I wouldn't use anything that didn't come with a nugget bucket, and to make sure I didn't bring any other digging tools, which apparently is a mistake for here, but I didn't expect to find this here, so.
We have a folding shovel.
I do, but it's not actually much bigger than this.
Yeah.
All right, that's enough. We'll play with that, see. Maybe get a flake or two. Hey guys, this is Toby Innes Garage Prospecting, and this is material that we collected from the Cibola National Forest across the road from Las Huertas Creek. Now, Las Huertas is a place that you saw us do a run-in. It is what I call a wet creek as opposed to a dry one. But I noticed across the road, well, first of all, across the road is a protected area. You can't do anything in it except hike. But I also noticed that where we happened to be was directly under what looked like a massive amount of granite material with quartz in it. There was some iron staining, so I thought, and there was a lot of pyrite. And so I thought, well, I know I can't go over there, but that's washing down into this, by the side of the road where water washes down the road, going downhill. And so I collected this material from there, and I've got it out. I've taken out the big rocks. When I collected it, I had a lot of big rocks, and I still have some organics in there as well. So I'll probably clean those out. But I wanted to show you this. So remember, this is just on the side of a dirt road. And that's a lot of honey bumps right there. That's a lot of magnetic material. So here's the plan, I think. I'm going to classify it out and see how far the classification goes. Oh, here's something interesting. Oh no, I thought it was another one of those wires, but it was just organic. So classify it down, and then I think because of the amount of metallics that are in there, magnetite, I'm probably going to run it through the dry magnetic separator to get that stuff out of there. Now my intent is to go through a whole process, meaning I run it through the cleanup sluice, the spiral, the blue bowl, and the Miller table, but I won't know that until I see what comes out of each of the classifications, okay? So let me get this classified, and I'll come back when I'm done with that. All right, guys, so I'm going to take a little stop break here. I've already classified it through the 10 mesh and the 20 mesh. This is the plus 10 material. I've been through it and by hand and using a magnifying glass, and there's no gold in there. This is the minus 10. Now normally I would put this through the sluice once I decided what I was going to do with everything else. But again, what I've discovered is all the magnetite's in here. So before I process it through 40 and 60, I'm going to run this through the dry magnetic separator. And then I may combine 10 and 20 and run that through the sluice. I don't know yet. And then go 40 with the blue bowl if we get it. So there is some very fine material in here. I expect that there's going to be some, what do you call it, minus 40 and minus 60 material there. But I've got to get rid of some of this magnetite. So let's set up for that first, okay? All right, guys, I'm back, and what I have for us now is Coulter Young's mining magnets dry magnetic separator. As I've mentioned in the recent past, Coulter's website is closed for right now because he's busy with a project here in New Mexico. So once he gets it back, I'm sure you'll be able to get your own dry magnetic separator. The idea is that I pour the material in here, and there's a spinning magnet in there that extracts the magnetic material and puts it in this container, and then the regular material will come out in this container. So it's controlled by this adaptive regulated power supply, and it goes up to 24 volts, but usually I keep it around 18. So I'm going to be quiet after I turn it on. Now there are 3 different funnels in here. There's a small, a medium, and a large. And by their holes, you can see. And I start with the small, but occasionally it starts plugging up with organic material. So when it does, I'll go to the medium-sized one to just make sure that everything gets through. So what I started to say is I'm going to turn this on, and I'm going to be quiet. All right, there we go. We did get some magnetite out of it. I actually take that magnetite and I add it to our New Mexico blend pay dirt so that it just makes it a little bit harder for you. This is our minus 20. We'll go ahead and run that through the minus 40 and 40 and 60 mesh to see what kind of plays out then. All right, I will come back after this is put away, and we've broken it up into the several classifications. All right, thanks guys. All right guys, I'm back. This is what we've got. So, well, let me tell you what surprised me first. The majority of the material goes this way. So this is very light, this is next, this is more, and this is more. So, you know, the Miller table material, the minus 60 material, is more than the minus 40, is more than the minus 20, is more than the minus 10. So here's what I think I'm going to do. So I think this, of course, will go to the mining mill. That's plus 10. I've already looked at it through the magnifying glass, and there's nothing in there. There's no gold in there. I mean, there's rocks, so it's going to go to the mining mill. I took a look at this because there's not much of it, but I didn't see any gold that kind of went right away. Normally, I would run that through the cleanup sluice, but let me tell you what I think I'm going to do. I think I'm going to combine this and this, the minus 20, and run that through the spiral panning machine. And then I'm going to put this through the blue bowl because there's a lot of this material. And I don't know if you can see right there, there's a little tiny flake there. I don't know, they always look like gold to me. And then we'll put this, the minus 60, through the milling table. Now these are going to be long runs, and the reason is because there's a lot of material there. I did pull a little bit of the minus 20 out to take a look at under the microscope, so let me turn that on. All right, so this was my first look at the thing, And I don't know if you guys can see it there. That silver piece is mica. There's quartz, the clear quartz is there. Right on top is a little bit of a garnet. Now you got to remember, this material is about the size of a grain of sand, actually a little bit smaller. But already see quartz, I see garnets, I see mica, I see the non-translucent quartz. There is, of course, a lot of granite as well. So it looks like we got all the magnetic material out. There's not a lot of dark material. But as I go across, you can see more what I call opaque quartz and granite. And then over here, I thought I saw a little rough cut right there, a little rough cut garnet. So it's, to say the least, interesting material. So I think it'll be a lot of fun to process. Let me go back to the table. And like I said, we're going to combine these two and run them through the spiral. Blue bowl, Miller table, that goes into the Mighty Mill container. All right, so let's get the spiral set up and we will move on from there. All right, we're set up. I'm going to start the DC regulated power supply. I've got it set at 10 volts. It's drawing 1.2728 amps. Water looks just about right. We're set at 45 degrees angle here, which is what they recommend to start with, but we'll adjust it as we make progress in our run. All right, I'm going to start here, and I will turn the music on so you guys don't have to listen to me. All right, guys, so this is what came out of the cup. I do see a couple of flakes, but what I see that's really strange is, so there's one flake. This one right here is really oddly shaped. 2, 3, 4, looks like about 6 or 7 flakes there out of this spiral. So we didn't get skunked on the spiral. Let's see how we do on the blue bowl. I will clean this up and take a picture for you guys. There isn't that much there, but there is some. So just give me some time to do that, all right? All right, guys, that was some very nice gold we got out of that last run, just balancing out, or leveling out rather, the blue bowl here, making sure it's as level as we can get it. I think this is going to take a while to run. There's a lot of material here, and I don't want to overload the blue bowl. What I'm going to do is I'm going to put this in just a spoon at a time, let it drop down, and then I'm going to use the basting thing to push it to the outside. So I think what I'm gonna do this time is I'm gonna let the whole thing run. So I'm gonna let it go all on its own, and then I'll add another batch. It looks like 2 batches worth. So. I'm gonna push this stuff away from the volcano. Now, I know in the last time I used this, I gave you the correct, actually geometry, I guess, geometric name for it, but I don't remember it now. So we'll just go with volcano. All right, I will adjust this so it sits about an inch below the edge of the bowl, and I use my DC regulated power supply to control it with voltage rather than by using this control here. I don't think this control is as sensitive. I have added some jet dry to it already, so we should be ready to go. And I've got it set at 7.5 volts right now, so I may have to change that, reduce it a little bit depending on how it performs. All right, here we go. A couple of flakes on the outside there, but there's a bunch of black material, so I'm going to have to work on getting that out. I'd say we don't have anywhere as much as we did in the blue spiral. There is some stuff there, but there's also some junk in there. So let's start by pouring this out. Let me see if I can get any of this out for you so you can at least see it. I don't know. I see a couple of little flakes, but under this light, I'm not sure if they're gold or if they're pyrite. But wow, there's a lot of black material in there. I think that's one little speck. We might not have been skunked here. Okay, so let me get this into, let me see if I can do it this way. Because this doesn't fit as nicely in there. My squirt bottle here. Let me get this into a pan, and then just pan out a little bit of it, see what comes of it. Oh, looks like my squirt bottle sprung a leak here. See what I'm doing? Let's see. Then we got, looks like 3, 4, maybe 4, 3 at least. 3 little tiny flakes right in there. There's some more junk down here. Let me see. Nothing in there. Yeah, it looks like 1, 2, 3. I don't know. All right, let me clean this up and dry it up, and I'll at least get a picture for you. All right. Okay, I'll be back in a sec. Couple of flakes. So we didn't get skunked on the spiral. We didn't get skunked on the blue bowl. Life is good. All right, let me get this cleaned up and I'll be back to you in just a bit with a picture at least. Check, check, check. All right, guys. So let me turn the overhead off. I have the garage door open because it's pretty warm in here. So if we get some motorcycle racing noise, that's what's going on in the background. So I've got this level at 0 degrees. I've got the angle of attack at plus 5 degrees, and I've got the water pumping out at 9.1 volts. I've added jet dry, everything looks good, and we have our minus 60 material here. So we didn't get skunked in the spiral. We didn't get skunked in the blue bowl. Let's see what happens here. I'm hoping for a little gold, you know? Let's see. All right, let me see what I can do about getting these 2 little tiny flakes out of here, and maybe at least a picture of them, because I'm sure if I do anything else, I'm going to lose the darn things. So, well, the good news is no skunks on any of the equipment. That's pretty good. How am I going to do this? All right, I'll be back in a bit. All right, guys, so although I don't think there's enough to weigh, I'm going to weigh it, and then we'll take a look at it under the microscope, and then we will add it to pay dirt bag number 23, the Cibola Forest Drainage, plus a New Mexico blend. So there's already gold in there from one of our New Mexico blend mixes. And then we're going to add this gold to it, but let's see how much it weighs. That weighs anything. I mean, it's got a couple of chunkies in there. Yeah, just quiet now. So a little over 1/10 of a gram. Not bad. Not bad for, you know, a side of the dirt road drainage ditch. Okay, let's look at another microscope. All right, so it's kind of a long way up there. Let me get it. There we go. So my only concern is that kind of brown thing in the middle. Maybe it's just a rock, you know? Maybe it's not a piece of gold, but look at that, the variety of other stuff. Man, it's dirty and it's gold and it's striated. It's got small stuff. So we got gold out of everything we ran. Look at this thing over here on the right side. Look at the character in that one. So I'm going to zoom in just a little bit more on this baby. Wow. Wow, wow. Look at that. From outer space. From outer space. So the only one I'm concerned about, it shines on the other side, and I need to flip it over. Now it's just looking like a rock to me. But it's a shiny rock. So we'll go with it. I'm going to add it to the bag if you don't think it's gold. So this here looks like a lot more like New Mexico gold than I'm accustomed to. But look at that little tiny flake. That's that one tiny little flake that came out of the Miller table. Like one or two out of the Miller table. And then right next to it is that kind of teddy bear looking dirty gold thing. I've never seen that in New Mexico. So that's pretty cool. And then that one again, and then right next to it, there's another one that's just a lot of character, you know? Who'd have thought? I like that one down at the bottom there. It's got that striation in it. So, you know, there are no two pieces of gold that look exactly the same, I guess. Okay. Okay, I'm admitting that's not gold, that's a rock. Let's see if I can take it out with the tweezers. Hang on. Let's see if we can. Okay. Well, you know, if it's a rock, it seems to have gold in it. Do that again. Where'd it go? Now, no, when you put it under the microscope, it's just a rock. It's a pretty rock. Okay, we'll add it to the bag. There's the teddy bear, and there's the, I don't know, kind of looks like, well, just move that with my finger. So that's the one that looks like a teddy bear to me. And that one. And this thing, Sasquatch? Yeah, okay, now I'm going crazy. I'm starting to name my gold. All right, let's put it in the bag. So again, garage prospecting, pay dirt number 23, Cibola forest drainage. That's where this came from. Plus, you've already got some gold in there with the New Mexico blend, okay? Because all our New Mexico blend already has gold in it. Here we go. Bye, gold. All right, guys. So just remember, in order to qualify for the giveaway on Wednesday night of this, you have to comment, make a comment on this video, and you have to be present in the room on Wednesday to win, okay? So first thing to do is make a comment on this video for a chance to win this. We're going to be giving away another bag of New Mexico blend on that night. So there's 2 bags. One of them has the extra Cibola forest drainage. All right? Thanks for joining me tonight, guys. I really appreciate it. Hope you have a good day.